And a good Wednesday evening to you. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley here at WFMY News 2 wanted to give you an update on our weather situation. Obviously, it's been a pretty big talker the last couple of days. We've had a lot of rain. We've had some winter weather, and we're kind of nearing the tail end of this pretty long weather event. At this point, it's just a rain event, and there's still a lot more to be on the way through the rest of the night tonight and into tomorrow morning. So let's get to it. We're going to kind of break down everything that's been going on and where we go from here into the extended forecast as well. We do still have a News 2 weather impact alert through tonight and even into early tomorrow morning. Reason being, it's just miserable and pretty inconvenient to be outside. Even just being on the roads the last couple of hours, a lot of spray from the rain is out there. We have puddles, slick spots, those type of things. So watch for standing water, leave extra room between the cars. You know what to do. We're just letting you know that's going to continue as we go through tonight and into early tomorrow morning. This is kind of the scene out there, a live look from one of our weather cameras. This is over in Alamance County, Burlington. We see you. Look how wet everything is. It's just been pouring for a little while, kind of coming and going though. The rain is intermittent and it is cold rain too. Temperatures have been in the 30s basically all day long. So this has been truly a cold rain affair over the last 36 hours or so, and it continues to be. 36 the current temperature in Burlington. The dew point though is 34. That's good news. When you get the dew point above freezing, well, that means you can't get below freezing. The temperature can never cool down below the dew point. That's why it's such an important thing to look at in these close to freezing situations. Right now, the latest live radar as of 9 o'clock, it's full for sure, but there are some breaks in there as well. It's a pretty persistent cold rain at this point. Notice though, compared to this time last night, our temperatures are a little bit warmer, just by a degree or two. That's very important though, and I do not expect any freezing rain or any sleet. No iciness whatsoever to deal with for tonight. Now, rain totals so far for today, they've been pretty much what we were expecting. Closing in on an inch of rain in Winston-Salem. Lexington, you're getting close also. Albemarle, about 1 1/4 down there. Asheboro and Greensboro and Burlington are all over 1 inch as well. And keep in mind, these are just rainfall totals from today. That's from midnight anyway, and we still have a little ways to go to add on to some of that rain. Now, comparing it to yesterday, remember we got a good amount of rain there too. A lot of us picked up about 1/2 inch of rain. So Greensboro, for example, for the event right now would be at about 1.5 inches plus, and probably going to see another 3/4 inch to 1 inch overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. We've actually been in a bit of a drought, and it's not something we talk about all that often in the winter times, but the last couple of months since the fall have been pretty dry. Here's where we stand, including today's rainfall for today. For the month, we're close to 2 inches. For the year, we're closing in on 4 inches. That's still a little shy of normal, but considering more rain on the way over the next several days, we are likely to get past that and not have to worry about that anymore. Current temperatures across the whole area, notice we're about 34 Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Burlington 36, as we said. There are still some concerns over here in the foothills. Mount Airy, Wilkesboro, sitting at about 32 degrees. These are the areas, by the way, that picked up more substantial freezing rain. A lot of it was just up in the trees, not so much on the ground. Part of that had to do with warmer ground temperatures, which are still in the 40s outside. But you can see with temperatures stuck in the 30s like they have been, that's why that freezing rain can be a big concern. In Greensboro anyway, 32 was the low today, 35 was the high. We have not budged more than 3 degrees all day long. Now for us, we've kind of been skating by doing just fine with this weather system. I did want to share with you though this live camera. This is up in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. By the way, it's Christmas just all the time there up in Blowing Rock. That's what they say, I guess. But we do notice some freezing rain, really coating everything. Power lines are in the foreground here. You can see that during the daylight too, this was really lit up and you could see the ice glistening from tree to tree and even on the businesses too. Now this is a very zoomed in view closer to home. Stokes County, Hanging Rock State Park, you know the one. Yeah, that's the one we're talking about. Look at all that ice. This is about 1/2 inch of ice measured on some of the limbs out there. That's pretty significant. And this is what the park looks like. I'll actually step out of the way so you get a bit of a closer view. This view of freezing rain comes in from the Stokes County Sheriff. They were given a report on the conditions up there. Definitely some branches snapping, a couple trees snapping as well. But even in this image, you kind of can tell what we've been dealing with. A lot of the ice in the trees, not so much on the grounds. That's kind of the way it was for our foothills. We call this the cold air wedge. You can see how it just kind of works meteorologically, right? The mountains are over here, cold air comes down the coast, and it gets stuck in the Piedmont and in the foothills over here. Toward the coast, it moderates a little bit, but we really stick that cold air, and it's hard to move out of the way once it's kind of lodged like that. You can see why. There's warmth out to the west. It just can't get rid of our cold air, so we're stuck with it, and at this point, it's not a terrible thing because they have enough warmth down here in the south today that they're dealing with thunderstorms and severe weather. Who got the most snow? Well, that was really a big winner for Virginia. Places like Charlottesville got about 4 to 5 and 6 inches. Same story as you work your way through Maryland and Washington, D.C. By the way, here's a live camera. We have a network of cameras across the country. This camera comes in from Annapolis, Maryland, the capital up that way. Looks like they're getting a little bit of rain tonight, but they had snow yesterday. Very pretty out that way on the Chesapeake Bay. And D.C. got some good snow as well, about 6 inches for the nation's capital. Now, there's still some snow going on in the Great Lakes. As I said, there's some rain going on in Virginia. But here's the area I wanted to point out. This is a change from yesterday. Severe weather. We're coming up on spring. Believe it or not, it'll come eventually. And severe weather is something we'll start to talk about a lot more often for sure. Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia. They have a level 3 risk of severe storms out this way. And as we take a look at radar, there are actually a couple of tornado warnings in Mississippi now, Alabama as well. It's going to be somewhat of a long night for them. Already hearing of some reports of bad damage to homes, businesses. We have a tornado report there in central Mississippi also. So thinking about them down that way. Remember the warmth that's stuck there, and we're keeping the cold. So that's going to protect us from thunderstorms this go around, but it means we're still going to have more of this cold rain. That cold rain will linger through tonight, kind of coming in a couple of different rounds. And then through tomorrow morning, that should be the last round of the heavy rain. There is a cold front as part of this. You can see it right over here. And there's a lot of wind that comes in with that as well. So one thing you'll notice tomorrow, if you're up early, let's say 5, 6, 7 a.m., you'll notice really heavy rain. Otherwise, you might just sleep right through it. But that wind will start to whip up throughout the day. It'll help us out to scour out the clouds a little bit, and we'll see some sunshine for a change for the afternoon. Temperatures are in the 50s. Friday looks to be a sun-filled day for Valentine's Day. Temperatures will be in the 40s. It's cool, but not cold. It's just kind of okay for Valentine's Day Friday, I guess. Now, as far as rain potential going forward, considering everything we've already put down on the ground, we have about a 1/2 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch left to go. It'll just depend on how that heavy rain works its way through the area early on your Thursday morning. Notice overnight tonight, the rain potential is of the heavy variety. We really could see some downpours out there. Temperatures are stubborn, still in the 30s. This is 7:45 tomorrow morning. Our futurecast clears us out at that point. Hopefully that's the case. That means a pretty good morning commute for us. Now for the afternoon, it has us in the mid-50s with a pretty good wind. Our winds could gust as high as about 30 miles per hour throughout the day tomorrow, but your air temperature could be close to 60 degrees. That's the good news for your Thursday. Enjoy tomorrow. Friday will be a dry but cool day of weather. Saturday and Sunday both have a rain concern. On Saturday, it's more along the lines of cloud cover, gloomy weather, and occasional showers. That's kind of what we're expecting. It's not terribly wet, but there will be some rain around from time to time. Sunday's different. On Sunday, you could get a round of really heavy torrential rain in the morning time. We're talking about between around 7 a.m. through noon. That's when you see that rain pushing by, those yellows representing what could be some thunderstorms. So that's how we start or finish the weekend on Sunday. The afternoon should be pretty dry out that way. So for tomorrow, your hour-by-hour forecast goes like this. Temperatures start the morning in the mid-30s. Rain is with us through about 8 or 9 a.m., and then we're done with it. Clouds will be a little stubborn, but they'll go away. We'll get some sunshine for the afternoon. There's a pretty stiff wind out there. We could see some winds gusting around 30 miles per hour, and that's how we'll kind of finish off your Thursday afternoon. Temperatures are in the upper 50s to right around 60. On Friday, it's cool and dry, and well, pretty sunny. We're in the 40s there. And then as we go throughout the rest of the forecast, we're still going to watch the potential for some rain. Over the next week, we could pick up about 2 inches of rain or so. Most of that coming up this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. But in the 7-day forecast, you'll notice kind of what we're dealing with. After that weekend, winter is pushing back. Look at those cold mornings. Temperature right around 25 to start the day on Monday, 24 on Tuesday. Afternoon highs will be in the 40s, dry weather there. And then Wednesday into Thursday, we'll have to keep an eye. That could be our next weather system that we really have to watch for. More on that as we get closer.